The harder people chase respect, the faster it slips away. Neediness repels what calm presence attracts. Most people never realize that neediness is louder than words, louder than confidence, louder than strength, louder than any attempt to look important. But detachment is not emotional emptiness, it is control, it is clarity, it is the quiet certainty that you do not need to grab, beg, or perform to have value, and that changes everything. Because once a man stops reaching for approval, people start feeling his gravity. Calm power is magnetic. It does not ask to be noticed. It creates presence that others cannot ignore. That is the paradox we are about to uncover. Attachment weakens you because it turns your peace into something other people can manipulate. The more attached you are to outcomes, attention, relationships, or opinions, the more desperate you become. And desperation is easy to read. People can feel when you need them too much. They can feel when your mood depends on their response. That is why neediness loses value, while composure creates it. Chasing makes you predictable. Choosing makes you powerful. Insecurity asks for permission. Inner authority moves with certainty. Epictetus understood this clearly. Freedom begins the moment you stop clinging to what is not yours to control. When you release that grip, your energy changes. And once your energy changes, people feel your presence differently. One of the strongest forms of status is emotional restraint. A man who does not rush to defend himself, over-explain, or collapse under pressure immediately feels different. He feels harder to shake. Reaction is noise. Control is silence. And people notice the difference instinctively. When someone stays calm in tension, they signal something most people cannot fake: stability. That is why composure changes perceptions so quickly. People trust what feels steady. They distrust what feels scattered. The moment you stop giving every comment, problem, or slight an immediate emotional response, you begin to look more grounded, more deliberate, more powerful. Stoicism teaches this exact lesson. The pause is where authority begins. Mastering your reaction may be one of the fastest ways to change how others see you, because calm is never empty. It is presence under control. Detachment becomes power when it turns into boundaries. A detached man does not beg, chase, or tolerate disrespect just to stay close to someone. He does not trade his self-respect for access. That is the difference between approval and self-respect, between people-pleasing and personal standards. Boundaries are not rejection, they are self-definition. They tell the world where your values begin and where your tolerance ends. Marcus. Aurelius understood that peace is protected, not hoped for. You choose what enters your mind, your time, and your life. And if you keep allowing disrespect, if you keep saying yes when your soul is saying no, your respect erodes slowly. Not all, at once, quietly. That is why weak boundaries are so dangerous. They do not destroy respect immediately. They drain it over time. People are naturally drawn to what feels settled, grounded, and unshakable. That is why detachment changes your presence so fast. It removes emotional hunger from the interaction. You are no longer trying to be chosen, approved, or rescued, and that absence of need makes you more valuable, not less. Performance is fragile because it begs to be seen. Authenticity is powerful because it stands on its own. Anxiety reaches, certainty holds. What separates the respected from the ignored is not image, it's energy. People may not know why they trust a calm man, but they feel it immediately. This is the hidden social law most people miss. The less you need from others, the more strength they sense in you. The deeper shift is this: detachment is not withdrawal. It is selective investment. You stop clinging to every outcome and every opinion, and you start choosing with clarity. That changes everything. Chaos comes from dependence, from needing people, outcomes, and validation to make you feel secure. Peace comes from sovereignty, from knowing you can care deeply without losing yourself. This kind of detachment improves relationships because it removes desperation. It improves decisions because it removes fear. It reduces emotional leakage because your energy is no longer being pulled in every direction. Carl Jung pointed to a similar truth. What you do not integrate will control you. And in Stoic terms, what you no longer need to control no longer controls you. That is when detachment stops being a tactic and becomes identity. At the end of the day, this is not a trick, it is a standard. If you want more respect, become less reactive, less needy, and more deliberate. Stop forcing outcomes, stop begging for certainty, stop handing your peace to things you cannot control. That is the Stoic lesson. Dignity is not built by winning every situation, but by mastering yourself in every situation. Inner command creates outer presence. Detachment brings peace, and peace makes you impossible to manipulate. That is why calm people carry weight. They do not need to demand respect because they have already become the kind of person respect naturally follows. If this message hit you, comment one area where you'll practice detachment for the next 7 days, and subscribe for more Stoic self-mastery, identity, and discipline.